Good morning, garden friends. This is Lisa from Wandering Creek Acres. And if you are new to my channel, I live in north central Illinois and I have a 35-acre hobby farm. So I just recently finished up all of my spring prep for my rose garden. So let's take a look at how things are coming along. So here I have a grass that was supposed to be Miscanthus sinanthus, and my dad, who is a master gardener, told me it is not, but that is the way it is. Sometimes you buy something at a garden center and you don't get what it says it is, but no worries, it is very pretty in the fall and has really nice plumes. First thing in this corner here is a daylily. I believe this one is one that my dad brought to me from his home in Tennessee when he moved to live with me. Along the back here, I have dahlias. I believe they are either American Dawn, Great Silence, or they may even be Cafe au lait. This year, I planted only one variety along this wall, and I would have to look at my notes to see which one it is. This really cool little ornament I purchased on Facebook, off of Facebook Marketplace for like 15 bucks. It's perfect. I love it there. So in here I have my tomato plants. Last year this garden was quite busy with all dahlias, and I also had some nasturtium along the front. And I did some seed starting this spring and started way too many tomato plants. And if you are a vegetable starter in the spring, once you have all these little plants, it's very difficult to part with them. I mean, I gave away as many as I could to my family, but I'm retired now, so I was unable to take them into work. Normally that's what I do. And I just felt like I had to plant every single one. So there's actually a few I still have in pots that I haven't planted, but they're just sitting over there in my raised beds. So I just placed them in here. They were more evenly apart, and what I mean is my plan was only to plant 4 tomatoes here. And I put the tomato cages, and because I had so many, I then placed a tomato in between each tomato cage. So a little crazy, but I have different varieties of tomatoes. I have Sapori. We're gonna see how this one turns out. I had taken seeds from a tomato from the grocery store and started those, and I have 2 plants. So those 2 here are Sapori, and if I pronounce that incorrectly, I apologize if anyone takes offense to that. Sapori, I saw, is a city in Italy, which makes sense because they're probably an Italian tomato. The next 2 tomatoes here are, let's see. This one is an orange red stripe. I had bought a tomato last year, a tomato plant, and it did not have a name. And it was a really nice orange tomato with red stripes. This next one here against this pole, let's see, is a black cherry. I believe this one in this cage is a Rose de Berne, supposed to get 6 feet. This small one down here and this one here are brandywines, which I looked up and they were supposed to get 8 feet or taller. They're my smallest ones. They may have been very small plants when I placed them there. And now they're sort of shaded, so it's going to take them a little bit longer to grow, and I'm fine with that. Here I have one of my planters. I have a spike, and this is a Paradise. It's one of the proven winners, Paradise Supertunias. I have Creeping Jenny that I pulled out of one of my garden beds a few years ago. One of the pots I had, the Creeping Jenny just grew beautifully. When it hit the ground, it started growing. I know people make a comment that it can become invasive, but it's in a garden that it's okay. So I just pulled up a few pieces out of the ground and put them in this pot. This zinnia here is either yellow or orange. I think it's a yellow one. So when I went into work every day last year, there were three very large planters, and they had these beautiful zinnias, and they had some type of salvia. We'll take a look at that. And so as fall hit and there were seed heads, I just collected a few on my way in or out of work and thought, hey, why not? I'll give them a try. And I was successful in growing those from seed. So here is what the salvia looks like. So beautiful. I mean, it looks wonderful. Along this edge here, I have more dahlias. I am not sure what those are. I do not recall, or I didn't mark them. So they'll be a surprise. I'm sure I have them written down somewhere in my notes. But for my garden friends on YouTube, it'll be a surprise what they are when we do a tour in the fall. Next, I have a row of denim and lace sage. And then as we come around here, I have my Stella de Oro. So we haven't seen the rose bush yet. This used to be called my garage garden because it's next to my garage. And my daughters purchased a rose for me for Mother's Day for 2024. And so when I planted it in this garden, it now became the rose garden. So I have a path here. May look like an odd place to have a path, but my farm is an 1876 farmhouse that we remodeled. It has septic, and the tanks are under here, and the clean outs and everything, so I didn't want to bury them under my garden. So I created a path, and they can access it directly underneath the mulch. Here we go. Guess what? More dahlias. So there is 4 plants here. I have marigolds in the back. My husband loves marigolds, and when he's grilling, he grills from inside the garage. He opens that up. We are currently working on our deck, so we don't have a place out back for our grill. So it's currently sitting in our garage. So this gives him an area that when he is sitting out waiting for our food to get done, it gives him a really nice view of marigolds. Let's see what else is here. My rose bush is right there. Currently, it's a little bit blocked by a bunch of other things that I need to dig up and move. This area used to be all, I want to say coneflowers, but that's not what they are. Bee balm of all different types. Just pinks and dark reds and raspberry colored and things like that. So I had mulched it one year, and I put too much mulch on it, and it pretty much killed it all off. But those roots are still down there, and they've started to grow back. So I need to decide what to do with the bee balm so I can remove it and place it maybe someplace else in one of my other gardens, because I want to make sure that I give my rose bush enough airflow so it doesn't get that powdery mildew. Comes a jet. You probably can hear that jet going over. Here. Very cool. We do not get many jets that come over that low. It's all depending on the weather. That one's probably headed into Rockford. Usually we can get a rough idea whether it's going to Rockford, to Milwaukee, to Chicago. It's pretty low. Maybe that's actually a pretty big airplane. It probably is going to Chicago. Okay, let's see what else I have in this garden. This is my little mini herd of cows. I have some salvia. Last year in this garden, I had a rockin' playing the blues salvia and loved it. It was huge. It just pulled in all the pollinators, the honeybees, just loved it. But I was unable to find that at my garden centers that I went to. And one of the ones I did go to had this salvia, which was not marked, and they really didn't know which one it was. So who knows what it is, but it doesn't look like it's a very tall one, and they only had 2, so I grabbed the 2 that they did have, and we'll see what they do this year. They're starting to get established. I planted them last weekend, and every time it gets hot, because this corner gets midday, and then it'll get the hot later day sun. This garden faces west, so it'll wilt terribly. So we'll see how that goes. In front of this cow here, I bought a Sarah Barnhart peony. It looked very sad. It was like $3 at, maybe it was Walmart. I was at Walmart and I said, yeah, I'll just go see what they have. So yeah, it's small, but I'm patient. They'll start growing after a while. Here I have a fireworks Gumfrina. So I'm looking forward to that. Just taking hold and then just being a nice mass of pink flowers. I have a Stella de Oro right here, which is nice because as it grows, it'll sort of pull in the yellow from this, that row over there. Let's see what else I have here. I need to do some more cleanup mulch-wise. I got breakthrough of weeds, so I started cleaning that up a little bit. Is this one sitting pretty? I'm just trying to think, because I think my rose is sitting pretty, which means this is something similar name. My daughter got that for me last year for Mother's Day, and it does very well here. And since I got it last year, I was able to overwinter it, which I was pretty happy with. Let's come around. This area had a large number of poppies. They're pretty much done. I have to clean that up. They are an orange poppy. Like if you look back at my Facebook page and you go to my rose garden album, you'll be able to see those poppies. They are pieces I brought from my mother-in-law like maybe 20 years ago, and I just reminds me of her, and I just love growing them. Here's some more of the bee balm. This here is your native bee balm. It'll be a light lavender color. We have 20 acres of a pollinator field way out there and through there, that when the bee balm starts to bloom, it's typically this color, this bee balm, this about this high, about 4 feet high, and it'll be a lavender color. Just the whole field will be purple. It's so cool. So if we look at it, this garden from this side, there we go. Here's my rose bush. Let's go on in. Look at that, isn't that pretty? So she's starting to bloom a little bit to give you an idea size-wise. She's quite fragrant. This spring she was just covered in roses, same thing. If you look back, there may be a video, but there's definitely pictures on Facebook if you wanted to see what that looked like. So I hope you enjoyed the tour of my rose garden, and I hope everybody has a great day, and may all your wandering take you to many wonderful places.